Hello guys, welcome to lecture number 2 of haloalkanes and haloarenes. So in this lecture guys, I'm going to discuss about common naming and IUPAC naming, right? As you know, these type of questions are also very important for your class 12th. Okay, so let's begin lecture number 2. So first of all, the type of naming we are going to discuss is guys common naming. What we are going to discuss? We are going to discuss about common naming. Okay, so guys, common naming is also very important for us, right? So in order to do common naming, you must know some famous groups, some famous common groups, right? Like first famous group is guys iso group. First one is iso group. Okay, so what is iso group guys? This group is called iso group CH3 CH CH3. Okay, so this particular group is called iso group. Are you getting my point? Okay, so suppose if I'm saying that write the structure of isopropyl alcohol. Okay, write the structure of isopropyl alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol, right? So listen to me very carefully. Isopropyl. So first of all, you write iso group. This is iso group CH3 CH3. This is iso group, right? It has 3 carbon, so it becomes what guys? Isopropyl, right? Now we have to make it alcohol. So in order to make it alcohol, you put OH over here. So this is known as guys isopropyl alcohol. And in your class 12th, these kind of question can directly be asked for 1 mark. That draw the structure of isopropyl alcohol. So this is how we are going to draw its structure, right? First example. Then guys, second example is, let's say we have isobutyl bromide. Okay, we would like to draw the structure of isobutyl bromide. So don't be confused, it's crystal clear what is iso group. So you are like, sir, this is iso group. So first of all, you just write iso group. This is your iso group, right? Now we have to make it butyl. So the next carbon that I'm going to add, since I need 4 carbon right now, I need 4 carbon, but right now I have only 3 carbon. I have to put 1 extra carbon. So now I'm putting this extra carbon, CH2. Okay, this is to your iso group. This is your iso group. But how many total carbons are there? Total carbons are 4. So iso, since 4 carbon, butyl, but I have to make it bromide. So here I'm going to add Br also. So this is known as guys isobutyl bromide, and this is known as what guys? This is known as isopropyl alcohol. Similarly guys, if I will ask you this kind of question, that write the structure of isopropane. Let's say isopropane. So no problem. We know iso group. This is your iso group, yes or no, right? I want propane. So for propane, so isopropane, so I think does not make any sense. We will do like this. Let's say isopropyl iodide. So since this is isopropyl and now I will add iodine, so it will become guys what? It will becomes isopropyl iodide, right? So this is how we will do the common naming. Whenever they ask you which group guys, whenever they ask you what group guys, iso group, right? So simple, you should know what is iso group, right? It's very famous group. The second type of group, or I would say B type I'm going to discuss with you after iso group guys. The most famous one is, after iso, the most famous one is tert group, TERT, tert group. Most famous one is tert group, right? So what is tert group? So its structure, we should know its structure. So guys, its structure is like this: CH3 C CH3 CH3 and dash. This is your tert group. What is it? It is tert group. It contains 4 carbon atom. It is your tert group. Now again, if they'll ask you the examples, like suppose this is very famous question, tert butyl alcohol. Let's say I would like to write the name of tert butyl alcohol. What guys? Tert butyl alcohol. Okay, 1 mark question, draw the structure of tert butyl alcohol. So no problem. What is your tert group? First you draw your tert group. You are like, sir, this is my third group. This is my third group. Yes or no? Right? How many carbon atom it contains? So you are like, sir, it contains 4 carbon atom. So it is already a butyl. It is third, since it contains 4 carbon atom, it is already a butyl. Only one thing is missing, that is alcohol. So where its balance is free, where its bond is free, there I am going to add what, guys? OH. Understood? Similarly, this is your first example. Suppose if I will ask you that tert butyl bromide, tert butyl bromide, right? Tert butyl bromide. So how I am going to write tert? First you write tert group. This is your tert group, right? And tert, this become butyl, and here you add Br. So this will become, guys, tert butyl bromide. So in organic chemistry, this tert group also has good amount of importance for us. Maximum time, so you should know what is tert group, and accordingly, whatever the question they are asking, accordingly, wherever its valency is free, you just put over there, right? Understood now? Clear? So next, guys, the next C group, that is important for us, and even given in NCERT also. So the C group is, guys, secondary butyl group. What is it? It is, guys, secondary butyl group. What is it? It is secondary. Okay, it is secondary butyl group. Secondary butyl. Okay, so this is very famous and very important. Many students do mistake. So listen, what is secondary butyl? So guys, this is not when, like, butyl has how many carbon atom? 4 na? Yes or no? 4. So when the second carbon atom of butyl group, when the second atom of butyl group is attached to the main chain, when the second atom of a butyl group is attached to the main chain, or on second atom, if you will add something, so we can also call it secondary butyl in common naming system. So you're like, sir, give us example. Okay, so suppose, guys, if I'm asking you secondary butyl chloride, secondary butyl chloride, I'm asking you secondary butyl chloride. So no problem. First of all, you see what is secondary group. So you're like, sir, this is secondary group, right? And what we have at second position, we have chloride. So at second position, you just add chloride, your work is done. Okay, so what I will call it, guys, I will call it secondary butyl chloride. At second position of butyl group, you add chlorine, it will become secondary butyl. It will become, guys, what? It will become secondary butyl chloride. I hope you agree with it, right? One last example I'm taking on it. Let's say secondary butyl alcohol. Secondary butyl alcohol. Suppose they are asking you to draw its structure. Secondary butyl alcohol. So now to you guys are smart. You are like, sir, this is secondary group. Second position of butyl group, we are going to add on second position, right? So this is your secondary butyl alcohol. Its IUPAC name is very simple, but when they ask common name, then many students may get confused if they don't have this idea, right? Otherwise, so overall it is very easy topic, guys. Okay, so 3 groups I have discussed. First group I have discussed with you, guys, iso group. Then the second group I have discussed with you, the tert group, and the third group that I have discussed with you is the secondary butyl group, right? Even I will discuss one more group, that is fourth group, D group. That is not that important, but still I would like to tell you, right? What is it? It is, guys, we call it neo group. What we call it? We call it, guys, we call it neo group, right? So for neo group, minimum 5 carbon atoms are required. So this group, this is quite famous group in chemistry. This group is called, guys, neo group. What we call this group? We call this group, guys, neo group. Okay, so suppose if I will ask you to draw the structure of neopentyl iodide. Neopentyl iodide. I'm asking you to draw the structure of neopentyl iodide. So you know what is neo group. So you're like, sir, this is neo group. So first of all, you write neo group. Okay, it become neopentyl. Now you add iodine. So it will become, guys, what? It will become neopentyl iodide, right? So as far as common naming is concerned, you should know these compounds, right? And little bit idea you guys should have regarding guys haloarenes also, na little bit idea of common naming of haloarenes is also important for us, like chlorobenzene, bromobenzene, iodobenzene. Even that is also expected, that is also accepted, sorry, that is also accepted in IUPAC also. So we will see about that in IUPAC also, right? So this, as far as common naming is concerned, and so these are the groups in common naming that you guys should know, right? Okay, few more examples are there, not the group, but yes, common names are there that you should know. Like guys, we have CHCl3. Okay, so its common name is very famous name, chloroform. What is it? It's chloroform, right? So back in the Bollywood movies, if you remember, they used to put some kind of liquid on a piece of a cloth, and then they put on the face of heroine, and then they kidnap heroine, right? Shakti Kapoor, if you remember. Okay, so basically that liquid they used, like back in the days, the liquid that we use for that purpose was chloroform. Okay, it is used as anesthesia, but not now. Now we have the alternative instead of chloroform, right? Because chloroform has one problem, that in the presence of sunlight or air, chloroform will oxidize into phosgene gas, okay, COCl2. Okay, and phosgene gas is, guys, highly poisonous gas. So suppose you are a doctor and you are giving chloroform to a patient to do its operation, right? So what happens, that by any mistake, suppose chloroform oxidized, someone took the bottle and put it in the presence of sunlight by mistake, right? So what happens, that chloroform will oxidize to phosgene gas. So you are like, okay, patient will wake up after 3 or 4 hours, but patient died over there, right? So this is the harmful effect of, that's why chloroform is quite dangerous. So now we have alternative, right? Okay, so I'm just telling you the story. So even chloroform has this formula. So guys, basically then what is the formula of bromoform? So this is the formula of bromoform. What is the formula of iodoform? So this is the formula of, guys, this is the formula of iodoform, right? So later on we'll see also that iodoform has yellow precipitate, and iodoform follow yellow precipitate. That is known as iodoform test, but later on we'll see it. Very important test of you for your class 12th, right? So these are the common name, guys. You should know about these common names, right? So that's it. I'm done with common naming. So now, after common naming, the next topic that I'm starting is very important topic, and that topic is what? That topic is, guys, IUPAC naming, right? So let's begin with IUPAC naming after common naming. IUPAC, write on heading IUPAC naming. Okay, chloroform, bromoform, iodoform, yellow precipitate. Okay, this is all about common naming. This much you should know regarding guys, regarding common naming. Okay, guys, now let's start with IUPAC naming. Okay, so let's start with, guys, IUPAC naming. So what is IUPAC, what is IUPAC naming? Okay, so I think it is better for us to understand IUPAC naming with the help of examples, because, guys, I think the rules so you guys already know. So even I will discuss the rules also, but with the help of examples, right? It will make this topic little interesting also. Instead of first telling you about the rules, then you will write the rules, so it will make it's little boring. So it is always better to study the subject with the help of examples and then learn the concept through examples. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do. So guys, I'm starting with questions directly, and I will discuss the rules also, right? So question number 1. Okay, so this is your question number 1. CH3 CH C2H5 CH2 and CH3. This is your question number 1. Okay, so guys, in this question maximum student will do mistake. What is the first rule of IUPAC naming? First rule is, maximum students like, okay, 1 2 3 4. What name you are telling me? You are telling me 2-ethyl butane, है ना? This name you are telling me, but guys, this is wrong selection. You can't select chain like this. So many students are like, sir, why? So guys, what is the rules? है ना? So even I will mention the rules also. So here I'm mentioning, in this side I'm mentioning about rules. Okay. So what is the first rule? First rule is select longest carbon chain. Okay, we have to select longest carbon chain. Select longest carbon chain. Select longest carbon chain. Okay. Second, do numbering. Okay, do numbering, so that these are the different rule. First locant should be least. I'll discuss about each and every rule. First locant should be least. First locant should be least. Okay, whatever the rules are required in this chapter, I'm going to tell only those rules. And first locant should be least. Maximum students are like, what does it mean? So everything will be cleared, okay, when I will take example. Second is first locant should be should be least. Now suppose if for both the type of arrangements or numbering, first locant is least, then guys, apply sum rule. Apply sum of locants. Apply sum of locants. Okay, everything will be discussed. Okay, third one is, if you are applying sum of locants, the third one is, guys, if suppose first locant is also same, sum of locant is also same, then the last resort is decide on alphabetical order. Decide on alphabetical order. Okay, we are going to decide on the basis of, guys, what we are going to decide on the basis of alphabetical order. So I'll explain to you each and everything, so don't worry. Okay, so the third, after naming, how we write the name? So first we write the name of prefix. For which thing we will use prefix? For substituents or for branches. Okay, we also call them substituents. Substituent like methyl, ethyl, propyl, butyl, nitro, chloro, fluoro, bromo. Okay, prefixes. Then we use, guys, word root. So what is the meaning of word root? The meaning of word root is number of carbon atom. Like if number of carbon is 1, we use meth. Okay, then 2, then we use eth, prop, but, pent, hex, hept, oct, non, dec, undec, 2-dec, and like that, right? So word root we will use for number of carbon atom. If number of carbon atom is 1, if carbon atom is 2, then eth. Okay, if carbon atom is 9, then we use non. If carbon atom is 10, we use dec. Right, guys? After word root we use primary suffix, 1 degree suffix. Now, like, what is 1 degree suffix? So suppose if all the bonds between carbon and carbons are single, if at least one bond is double bond, then we have to apply, then we have to justify this with "-ine". If one triple bond is there, then we have to justify with "-ine". Agree? So first prefix, then word root, and then primary suffix, and then, guys, the last one is secondary suffix. So in secondary suffix, basically we write suffix of functional group. Suffix of Fg. Fg means functional group, right? Like you know, basically for alcohol what is suffix? Al. For aldehyde, al. So that is how we do the naming. So guys, if you know these rules, then naming will become little easy for you, and you will not do the mistake in these kind of questions. Now question arises, basically this is CBSE question only, right? Now the question arises ki why the numbering is wrong? Because, guys, if this C2H5 is given like this, so can I write like this? CH2, CH3, CH2, CH3. Can I write like this? Is there any problem? Okay. Many students are in this habit that the longest chain will be straight chain. So that is a misconception. It can be straight chain, it can be U-shaped, it can be L-shaped. Any shape is possible for a straight chain. For a longest chain. Okay. So right now, if you choose straight chain, then you are only getting 4 carbon, right? What is wrong with choosing this kind of shape? If you will choose this kind of shape, you are getting 5 carbon. So it means according to IUPAC, this chain will be selected as a main chain. Okay, so now I would like to do numbering. So listen, numbering hardly matters because 1, 2, 3. At third position I am getting methyl. Means my first locant, if I do numbering from here 1, 2, 3, my first locant will be at third position. Similarly, if I will do numbering from here also 1, 2, 3, my methyl is still at third position. So it doesn't matter from where you will do numbering, you will get the same locant. Okay, so you will get the same locant. Okay, so now you can start from anywhere. Suppose I am starting from here, first 3, 4 and 5. Okay, many students are thinking, sir, you told that first locant should be least. Right now the first locant is same. If first locant is same, then I told you to apply sum rule. So right now even we cannot apply sum rule because substituent is only getting at third position. What 3 plus, what we will add in 3? There is only one substituent. We can't do that in that way also. So simply, if substituent is getting same number, so you agree that you can choose whatever the chain you want. Okay, so what is the name? At third position there is methyl group. First letter should be capital, 3-methyl. Okay, word root means number of carbon atom. So number of carbon atom is, guys, pent. Okay, single bond is there, pentane. Okay, primary suffix I told you. Now pentane is only, 3-methyl pentane. 3-methyl pentane. So can you name like this? Is it easy for you? Right, guys? Okay, so guys, here I discussed ki do numbering. This rule that I discussed here, this rule is for basically branches, branches. Do numbering in such a way so that the first locant should be least. This rule is for branches or substituent like chloro, fluoro, bromo, ethyl, chloride, bromide. Okay, if only these kind of substituents are there, then this is pretty okay, right? But guys, if functional group is also present, do numbering in this way. Like suppose if functional group is also present, so do numbering in this way कि functional group should get the least number, then multiple bonds mean double bond and triple bond, right? And then substituents. Your priority is functional group. Okay, do numbering so that functional group should get less number, should get least number. Agree? Don't worry, we will do good amount of example, then it will be clear to you. So question number 1, I hope it is clear to everyone. So I'm writing few question now directly. Okay, and then you tell me the answer of these questions. Okay, so I'm writing few questions for you guys. These questions are from NCERT. Okay, so this is your example 10.2 of NCERT that I am discussing now. Example 10.2. So what is this example? H3C. So you can also try whatever the rules I told you, just apply those rules, you will get the answer. HCH3 and Br. Okay, so this is my first question. So pay attention everyone. I would like to name it NCERT 10.2 example and very important example for your board exams. Okay, so I would like to name it. So if you are a pro, if you are not a noob, if you are a pro in naming, then you can do directly. But even pro student do mistakes sometime in this kind of numbering. So I will always suggest it's better to draw the structure. What does it look like? It looks like this. Do you agree with me? It looks like this, right? CH3, CH, double bond CH, CH, Br, CH3. Agree with me? Right? Now guys, we want to do numbering, right? So many students are thinking, sir, how should we do numbering? So many students are 100% sure that the main chain is the straight chain, right? Now, will I start doing numbering from 1, 2 or 1, 2? So if I will start numbering, 1 minute, if I will start numbering, okay, if I will start numbering, from here, then it will be fine. Why it will be fine? Because at second position multiple bond is getting the least number. But now you are like, sir, why are you not giving to the bromine? So I told you here, functional group, then multiple bond, and then substituents. So these halogens are always treated as substituents, so we don't care about substituent. So this is the right numbering. Now this is prefix. What is its position? Its position is 4-bromo, 4-bromo, right? Prefix. Now what is word root? Pent. Primary suffix, as you can see there is one double bond, so you have to mention that position also. Pent 2-ene. Okay, so direct na, pent 2-ene. So this is the correct name, 4-bromo pent 2-ene. This is the right name of your example number 10.2, question number 1. Clear to everyone? Okay, so just if you know these rules, then these kind of questions will become very, very easy to you, right? Few more questions I will discuss, so don't worry. So these rules are important, so please keep these rules in your mind in order to name the in order to name the compounds. Okay, so now question number 2. Okay, so question number 2, again I am taking from NCERT, example 10.2 question only. Okay, so let's say this is your question number 2, HH, okay, CS3, H, and Br. So this is your question number 2. Okay, so we would like to name it. So as I told you first, it's easy for you to convert in like this, CH. Okay, the chances of doing mistake will decrease, CH2Br. Agree, my dear students? Clear to everyone? CH2, C, okay, CH2, C with CH3, CH2Br. Okay, good. Now we want to name it. So you tell me what will be the main chain? 1, 2, 3. Either it can or it can 1, 2, 3. But you know, select that chain as main chain which contain maximum double bond. So we have to select this chain as a main chain. Okay. Now I think it is obvious to you that why I haven't done numbering from this side, because bromine is not my priority. Who's my priority? Multiple bonds. Okay. So if I will name it, guys, what is the name of prefix? 2-methyl. First letter should be capital, and between number and letter there should be hyphen. Even CBSE see these things, ki how you are writing the name. Okay, then there will be no space. So 2-methyl, then before 2-methyl there will be 3-bromo, because alphabetically bromo comes first. Okay, so 3-bromo, 2-methyl propane. 3-bromo. So answer will be, guys, 3-bromo 2-methyl propane. Okay, just for your satisfaction, one more question I am taking. Then I think you can do these kind of questions easily. Okay, this kind of question we have CS3, H, and Br. Okay, so we want to name it. So help me out. Okay, so if you are seeing this lecture, so please solve with me only. So what is the best way? So best way, so you convert in this way. Okay, you can do directly also, but in this way you will not do any kind of mistakes. The chances of mistakes are very, very less. CH2Br. Okay, now guys, we will do numbering in such a way. So that our double bond should get the least number, right? Now see, what is straight chain? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is your straight chain. Yes or no? Now you can number from here also. So here if you number 1, 2, bromine is getting number 1 and double bond is getting number 2. Even if you start from here also 1, 2, so double bond is still getting 2 number. It means whatever the respect the double bond needs, we are giving that respect. But right now we cannot control much, because whether you do numbering from here or here, it is getting same, right? So guys, now we will do numbering in such a way so that substituent should get the least number. Double bond to be are done, but now Forget about double bond. So we are done with the numbering of double bond. Now you see substituent. One is Br, one is CH3. So if you number like this 1, 2, 3, substituent is getting first number at 3. If you number like this, substituent is getting first number at 1. So least locant, because of least locant, the right rule will be this 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So both the purpose are served now. Why? Because double bond is getting the least number in either way, but at the same time your substituents are also are also getting a least number. Okay, so what will be the name, guys? The name will be 1-bromo, and then this will be 2-methyl. Okay, 1-bromo, 2-methyl, and then guys but 1-bromo, 2-methyl, but at second position there is ene. 1-bromo, 2-methyl, but 2-ene. Okay, so these are wonderful questions from NCERT, and I hope you understood them well, right? So I think the chances of coming these questions are pretty high. So do solve these questions. Before your exam. So, 1-bromo, 2-methyl, but 2-ene. Clear, guys? Okay. Is it clear to everyone? Okay. So it's always better to convert in this form, and then you can easily write the answers. Right, guys? So I think we discussed IUPAC naming. Now we have one more type of questions in IUPAC naming. So little bit idea I will give you regarding those questions also. Otherwise you can't do those kind of questions. Okay. So I will discuss those kind of questions. So I hope this is clear to everyone. Next type of IUPAC naming. Maximum time to they ask this kind of questions. But yes, this kind of question they can also ask. So I'll write. Okay. So guys, this kind of questions. Example. So again I'm taking example. This is NCERT exercise. Okay, NCERT exercise. Example is 10.1. Okay. There are 12 part in 12.1. So I'm taking a good question. Which question should I take? So I'm taking this fourth question. It's a good question. Let me write for you. CH3 thrice CH2, CH3 thrice CH2, CHBr and C6H5. Okay, so they are asking you to write its name and also identify what kind of halide it is. Write its name and also identify what kind of halide it is. So now you are like, no problem. See, this form is called, guys, condensed form. What do we call it? We call it condensed form. In condensed form, we don't show the bonds. We don't show the bonds, right? So again, I will advise you to convert into complete form. So whenever we write in bracket, it means those groups are attached to this particular atom. This is the meaning of writing in bracket, right? Then guys, we have CH2. Then we have CH. Again in bracket, it means the Br is attached to CH. Understood? Clear to everyone? And the next is, guys, we have C6H5. So this many students are afraid of this keyword is C6H5. So don't be afraid, guys. This is known as benzene ring, or sometimes phenyl also. So when we call it benzene, when we call it phenyl, so we will see that. Okay, now guys, this is why this is wonderful question, because here I am going to discuss a very important point. Now this compound has two parts. One is cyclic, and one is, guys, alicyclic or open chain. Okay, open chain, right? So now how we are going to decide which one open chain will be the straight chain or closed chain will be the straight chain, right? So guys, listen to me very carefully. If closed chain contain more number of carbon atom and open chain does not contain any kind of functional group, double bond, any kind of functional group or double bond, then closed chain will be then closed chain will be chosen as a main chain. But guys, if open chain contain functional group, double bond, these kind of things, then irrespective of number of carbon atom, open chain will always be selected as a main chain, right? So now I think you got your answers. So see here, is there is any functional group in open chain? So listen, yes, Br is a functional group. Many students think like this, but sir, you told ki we use it as a substituent. See, it is still a functional group. Bromo is still a functional group. Maybe it do reaction by bromo is still a functional group. Bromo is still a functional group for us. Sorry, bromo is still a functional group, right? So now maybe the outer chain is containing 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon only, and the cyclic chain is containing 6 carbon, but still it is a functional group. Maybe we use substituent for it, but it's still a functional group. Since bromo is a functional group, so open chain will be the main chain, and we will do numbering in this way, so that bromine functional group should get the least number. So now listen, at first position there is bromo, so we will call it what, guys? We will call it 1 bromo. Now many students don't know ki what should I call this benzene now, 1. So listen, right now this benzene is not a functional group. You are not naming it. Is there is any name on it? No. It is acting as a substituent. So whenever benzene acts as a substituent, guys, we use phenyl. Many students don't have idea about it. So right now it is a substituent. So I will write what? 1 bromo, 1 phenyl. 1 bromo, 1 phenyl. Okay, done with the, no, we are not done. 1 bromo, 1 phenyl. Before 1 phenyl, there will be 1 bromo and guys 3, 4. Okay, 3, 3. Dimethyl, 3, 3 dimethyl. Okay, then guys we have 1 phenyl, 1 phenyl propane. Okay, sorry, butane, 1 phenyl butane. This is the name of this compound. Again I am repeating myself, whenever open chain and closed chain will be there, that chain will be considered as main chain, which contain more number of carbon atom. But if open chain contain any kind of functional group, multiple bond or double bond, then open chain will be considered as main chain, okay, irrespective of any other rules. So here the scenario is same, here 6 carbon, but open chain already had 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon atoms. Open chain only has what? 4 carbon. Yes or no? Okay, 6 carbon atom, I'm sorry. Okay, so accordingly we can do numbering in this way and we can get the answer, right? So please, the thing that I discussed right now, please keep this in your mind. It is very useful for you. Okay, few more questions I'm going to discuss, so that you will not feel any kind of problem, right? This kind of question number 5, this is also NCERT question. Question is, guys, parachloro C6H4, parachloro C6H4 CH2 CH CH3 twice. This is also a wonderful question. Let's see, are you able to do it or not? So listen, whenever I see C6H4 na, so the first thing that comes to my mind is benzene. You always draw benzene first. At para position, then it will recall me that this is your para position, and at para position there will be chlorine, right? And then these groups CH2, CH, CH3 and CH3. Are you getting my point? Whatever the things you are writing in the bracket, that thing will be associated with it. If it will be in front, then also it is associated with the back element. Okay, so can we write like this? CH2, CH, okay, good. Now you tell me, guys, okay, you tell me which will be the main chain. So obviously benzene is containing 6 carbon atom and it also has a functional group, right? So obviously benzene will be the main chain, right? But how should I do the numbering now? From where I should start? Should I start here, chlorine, because here chlorine is getting number 1, or should I start here? So in order to solve this, first of all, what is the name of this compound? Name is chloro. Name is chloro. This is Cl. What is the name of this functional group? So these kind of functional groups are called complex. And even I think everyone is able to understand, this is iso group. This is butyl. What is it? Iso. What is it, guys? It is isobutyl. It is isobutyl. Right, guys? So guys, whenever we will write the name, then iso and neo are considered in alphabetical order. Tert and secondary are not, but iso and neo are considered. So what I will write, guys, so since this is I, this is C, so C comes first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is the name? Name is 1-chloro 4 isopropyl. Simply I would say 1-chloro 4 isopropyl. Okay, and the whole thing is, now we did benzene, we did the naming, right? So the whole thing is benzene. So 1-chloro 4 isopropyl, 1-chloro, guys, 4 isopropyl, 1-chloro 4 isopropyl benzene, right? Because if you do the numbering, then it will comes out to be 1 by 1, 4. Even if you do numbering from here, it will comes out to be 1 by 4. First look into from the both side is coming 1 by 1. Then the sum of rule is also coming out to be 5, 5. 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4, 5, 5. Now the last resort was, what is the last resort? Last resort is, now we will decide alphabetically. The one which comes alphabetically first will get the least number. This is chloro, this is iso. We consider iso, we consider C. Since C comes first, so this will be the right answer for this particular question. Okay, are you comfortable in IUPAC naming? So these kind of questions are there. These kind of good amount of questions are there in IUPAC, on IUPAC naming, and they are asking you what kind of halide it is. So anyone would like to answer it? So see, this is sp3 carbon. This is sp3 carbon. So halogen attached to sp3 carbon is next to the benzene ring. So what kind of halide it is? So answer is, guys, this is benzylic. What is benzylic? Similarly here also, if you see, here chlorine is to directly attached to the benzene ring, C double bond C. What kind of halide it is? It is haloarine, arenes. It is what, guys? It is arenes. Clear to everyone, right? So guys, whenever I am going to discuss the NCERT full exercise, so I am going to discuss all the questions. Right now I am just doing the important questions that are given in, okay, the important questions that are given in NCERT. Even, guys, these kind of questions are also very popular in CBSE exams specifically. They will give you the name like 4-tert butyl. Wow, good. 4-tert butyl, 3-iodohaptane. Okay, 4-tert butyl 3-iodohaptane. Now many students are thinking ki what should we do here? 4-tert butyl 3-iodohaptane. So listen, whenever name is given and you have to write the structure, so you always end from the start. First you draw haptane, means 7 carbon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Agree? 3, 3, 7. Now you number from anywhere. I am numbering like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, at 4th position we have to mention tert group. So what is tert group, guys? This group is called tert group. I hope you remember it. Okay, if you are not liking it, then I will put like this. This group is known as tert group at 4th position, and at 3rd position there will be iodo. Okay, so even these kind of questions are very famous question. Okay, let's take one last question and then we are done with this particular chapter. Okay, this particular chapter, right? This is also a wonderful question on such category. 1 bromo, 4 secondary butyl, 2 methyl benzene. 2-methyl benzene. 1 bromo, 4 secondary butyl, 2-methyl benzene. This is your question, है ना? 1 bromo, 4. Firstly, see, start from the end. What is methyl benzene, guys? This is your methyl benzene. Methyl and benzene. Okay, it is at second position, है ना? So I am writing here second position. Methyl benzene. 1 bromo, at first position there will be bromo. At fourth position, secondary butyl. What is secondary butyl? When the second carbon of butyl ring is attached to the main chain, is attached basically. So these are the structures. Right, guys? So these kind of questions can be asked on IUPAC naming. So mainly, so many students do mistake, as I told, where numbering mein. So please don't do that mistake. And if you are seeing this lecture, then in NCERT some few examples are there. Example 10.1. Okay, in exercise there are 2 examples, so you can attempt those examples in order to get good grasp over the concepts. Okay, guys, so thank you very much. So 2 lectures are over for us, and please do subscribe this channel, and we are waiting for your valuable comments also. If you have any doubts, put in the comment section, we will revert back to you. Okay, thank you very much.